Hi there, this is Paul Murphy. So if you're thinking about using ClickFunnels or you're thinking about using Thrive Architect, whatever landing page software you use, there's going to be a lot of factors that you need to consider. Now, I rave about ClickFunnels, but I also rave about Thrive Architect and Thrive Leads because you can pretty much do absolutely everything you can do with ClickFunnels and the price is way, way lower, right? So, first and foremost, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like and comment and click the bell if you want to get notified. So let's get into it. Let's have a look. So first and foremost, the first thing I want to go through is ClickFunnels. Now, ClickFunnels, I'm going to put links, affiliate links down below. Obviously, there will be a small commission to me if you do decide to purchase through those. Thank you. That would be lovely. But first and foremost, ClickFunnels it starts at $99 and then it goes up to $300 if you use their autoresponder, which is called ActionX and Backpack, actually, because I don't have that service. I use my own autoresponder. I can't remember which way round it is, but ActionX and Backpack is their autoresponder and their affiliate marketing. So if you want to use, i.e. if you want to have people sell your products through ClickFunnels, but you can do all of this obviously with Thrive Architect. Now, Thrive Architect is WordPress. So what you can do is you can get a couple of extra plugins, and I'll show you those plugins. I'll get you everything you need so that you can actually replicate ClickFunnels. But to start with, you won't need to. You would probably just need to have an autoresponder, Thrive Architect, and Thrive Leads. So first of all, what I thought we'd do, we'll go into ClickFunnels, and I'll show you how ClickFunnels works and everything that's in there, because they work slightly differently, but essentially they do the same sort of thing. Right, so when you come into ClickFunnels, obviously you can sign up, and I'm not going to show you how to do that. That's fairly straightforward. You sign up with ClickFunnels, and then you would get in and you would start creating a funnel. And they have this thing called Cookbook, and in the Cookbook you would put, say, Start Cookbook, for instance, and then you can start selecting pre-made funnels that they've got for you. And I'll just show you up here. You've got ClickFunnels, ActionX, and Backpack. And this is for, like I said, this is for if you want to run affiliate marketing campaigns and if you want to use their autoresponder. But if you want to do that, you've got to pay, basically, they don't do a mid-range package. It's $97 a month or $297 a month to include these. I don't do that because I've got a much cheaper and, in my opinion, much better option for the autoresponder and also for the affiliate marketing. You can do all of that without having to need to pay for this. And then some people like to have it all in house. If you want to have it all in house, that's you can just click that and do that, and it is fantastic. I mean, people rave about it. It is pretty good. But I'll show you the ones I use. So you would then browse funnels, and then obviously I've got some funnels in here, but we'll go to create a funnel, and then you would click Start Cookbook, and this is how you would start. And then all of these funnels are going to be laid out. Now what I'm going to do is I'll go for, let's have a look at a sort of more standard funnel. So you've got the 2-step tripwire funnel, reverse squeeze page funnel, storefront funnel. So as you can see, they've got quite a lot of, Russell Brunson, who co-owns, and he's kind of like the PR guy at the front of ClickFunnels. He co-owns it. He runs it pretty much. He does all the marketing. He's a bit of a funnel genius. I mean, what he doesn't know about funnels isn't worth mentioning, really. He's really, really up on his funnels, and he's done a lot of research on funnels, and he's kind of put them all together for you in a way that you can kind of just get going. Obviously, once you get in there, you do generally start to reconfigure them to how you want. You do a lot of split testing, all the rest of it. But the first thing is, obviously, you would choose one of these. So let's choose the two-step tripwire funnel, because that's probably the most generic one that a lot of people will use, because you're going to be he always does a little training video, which is good, and then you can kind of choose what you want from here, and then what happens is that when you actually know what we'll do is I'll show you a membership funnel, because one of the advantages you get with ClickFunnels is that you get, and you don't need to upgrade to get this, you get membership and you get a cart. So you can basically charge people for any services. You get a cart the same way as you get with Shopify, as you get with Thrive Carts, which is not connected to Thrive Themes, which is what we're going to talk about, Thrive Architect. It's not actually the same thing. You can get that, and there's lots of other cart software out there, but ClickFunnels has its own inbuilt cart software, which is really, really robust. It's really good, and they have they have an award ceremony as well called the 2 Comma Club. So if you happen to be turning over $1 million a year, they send you like a thing as though you're, like if you were a record company or a recording artist, like it's in, similar sort of thing as though it's a platinum disc. They've done it really good, and they've now got a 2 Comma Club X, which is if you get 10 million. I think to get that you just need to turn over 1 million in 365. So obviously that's not profit, that's turning over through. They can actually see that going through their books. Well, it's not their books. You're taking the payment. Obviously, you set it up with your own Stripe account, but they kind of register it their end, and then you just get it through the post. And then you get invited to Funnel Hacking Live, which is an event once a year, which costs about $1,000. So that's something that you can go to if you want to, if you're kind of in. And there's a bit of a movement going on with ClickFunnels. I've got to be honest, it's pretty cool. There's lots and lots of Facebook groups you can join. Most of them are free. I don't think you even need to join ClickFunnels to join most of them. And you can just sort of get chatting to people, find out about stuff. Everyone's pretty helpful. Quite good fun to get in there and kind of play around. And there's a lot you can do. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a membership funnel. So let's go. Right, so they've got all these pre-made ones. They also do have a marketplace. So if you wanted to go in and have a look around and actually get pay for something a little bit more robust, a little bit kind of better than the standard ones. And also you've got to remember as well, most people are choosing these free ones. So these are going to have been seen by people. So if you are, if you're spending a lot of money on advertising, you might want to get one a little bit more robust. You can choose one of these, and obviously you can pay for that privilege. But obviously we're going to choose a free one now. Now I've not seen the Gordon one. Let's use this one, because this is one for like kind of sort of a foodie type thing. It looks kind of cool. So we'll just put Get Funnel because it's free. And then I can show you how the funnel's all laid out. I'm not going to obviously give you a training on how to use ClickFunnels. I'm just kind of giving you an idea so that you can sort of see how it's all laid out and what you need to learn. What you will get when you sign up with ClickFunnels is you'll get a free. Russell Brunson straight away will send you a free T-shirt, so that's really good. And you get a 14-day trial as well, right? So you could cancel and just have the free T-shirt. I mean, obviously he's hoping that you won't, but you can do that. So you could sign up. Obviously, like I say, I'll put a link down below, but you can sign up and you'll get the free T-shirt, and then you'll get 14 days to play around and have a look at all this. And he also gives you some training on how to start creating funnels. And it's in sort of his interest as well for you to be creating funnels, because there's other things that other courses and stuff that he will be trying to sell you on later on down the road. And the more you're using this, the less likely you are to cancel, right? So I think I pressed that. I'm not sure. Maybe I pressed it twice. Oh, here we go. There we go. Right. So this is a very, very basic funnel, and you can create pages as you want. You can do everything. I mean, basically, there's a kind of whole system that you go through with this lot. You set up your settings. You add your own domain. You can purchase your own domain through ClickFunnels, and you can sort of rename the pages to what you want. You can set up your Facebook pixel. Everything's all in there, and it's all very, very simple to do. It's really easy and really robust. But what we need to do is, when you want to, this is basically how it's laid out. Now, depending on what order you put these in, will be depending on the order of the funnel. So what's really good about this is that obviously you don't need to have any technical knowledge whatsoever, really. You can just kind of move that to there, and then as soon as they complete that action, they'll just go to the next stage in the funnel. So that's something that's really cool, and it works really well. And that's kind of unique to ClickFunnels, as far as I know. Somebody may sort of comment below and say that others are starting to do that now, but as far as I know, this is kind of unique to ClickFunnels. Really good. So we'll just go into edit page. Well, what you can do is, if you want to see the page, you can just click that one, and then it will kind of take you to the page. And at the moment, I haven't set up a domain on this, so it's just saying tripfunnels.clickfunnels, which is quite funny because my company's TripFunnels. So, and then it will just give you the basics. So that looks pretty smart, right? So obviously at the moment, they're selling a little mini course or whatever. And then to edit the page, you'd go in here, and then you would be able to, again, you'll be trained on how to do all this. I'm obviously not going to train you as such. I'm just going to kind of show you what you can do, but you can pretty much change absolutely anything on the page without having any technical knowledge, without using any coding or anything like that. So if you wanted to add something in here, you just press add, and then you can kind of, it'll pop up and you can select whether you want a full width. We'll just put something in very quickly. So then you've got add a new row, and then you can say, well, I only want 1 column or 2 columns or 3 columns. So we'll say we just will have 1 column. So now we've created an element, and then we just add in, let's put in a button. Let's say, for instance, we want somebody to click a button. And then obviously you can change the button, and you can set the action, you can have it go where you want, you can change the style, you can, these are the themes, so you can change it to green. You could make the button, let's just have a look, have a shadow, so you can sort of say you have a hard shadow, so it just looks a little bit nicer. I mean, as you can see, you can kind of customize absolutely everything, and actually it's not that hard to get a grip on. Once you've sort of done a few, what I always recommend to people is go in, use their funnels to start with, start playing around, go through the training that Russell gives, and then you're good to go. And as you can see, it's really, really professional. I mean, this looks amazing. I mean, this is really, really good, and it's all set up for you. And I don't know if that's an image at the top there, or whether that's let's just have a look, see what it is, because you may be able to just put in what you want at the top there, so you could just use that image. No, it's an image. So yeah, you can't use that image. But obviously you can if you want to just call your website foodie, but obviously you know what I mean. I thought we might be able to change the text on that. But they've done this as an example, but it looks really good. You've got all this kind of excitement going on down here, and you can pretty much, and then when you go to the cart on this, I'll just show you what the cart looks like. I mean, they've got some amazing carts on here. Now, you do not get a cart with Thrive themes. However, you will get a cart with Thrive carts. So I'm going to show you that in a moment. But there is a workaround, and I'm going to actually show you how to do that as well. But not in this video. But I will, I'll put a link down to my site, and then you can opt in, and I'll actually give you a couple of training videos and actually show you what you can do with that as well. Right. So let's just. So if you go to offer wall, here we go. Oh, that's a receipt. Okay. So what we need to do, sorry, if we go back to this one, for some reason we're not seeing the cart. But if I just go into it, it should come up. There we go. So if we press add to cart. Oh, it's all one page. Okay, so this is the cart page you've got here. Now, this is a really cool thing that we've got. Now, you can actually get this with Thrive Cart as well, which is called a one-click upsell or a bump. Now, you can literally just put whatever you want in here and have it where they just click the button and they don't need to make any other offers. What they also have is and so does Thrive Cart as well, have a 2-step upsell. So you can basically, you can take all the payments here, and then they can go to another page and it can say, how about this? And then all they've got to do is press the button because you've already taken their details. Really, really cool. And ClickFunnels sort of, as far as I'm aware, they kind of came up with this concept, but then Thrive Cart have got that all sewn up pretty well as well. So if you're using Thrive Architect and Thrive Leads, then I would suggest using Thrive Cart. And again, they're not the same company, believe it or not. They sound similar, but they're not. But I would recommend getting that if you want cart software, or there is a workaround, and you don't actually have to have a cart software at all. There is a workaround. You can do it. It's not as nice as this, but it does the job. Okay, so again, if you're bootstrapping and you want to take orders online, you can definitely do that with WordPress. You can do that with MemberPress, and you do not need cart software. However, if you do have cart software, it's going to, you're going to have all these different options of all these different carts. I've actually got a page as well that I've created that makes it look like a ClickFunnels cart, which works with Thrive Architect. I'm actually going to give that away free of charge as well, and I'll make that available down below. You can get that. You can click the button, and I'll actually give you that absolutely free of charge, so that you can use that with Thrive Architect, and you can actually just download that template, and it looks exactly like a cart, right? Whereas I think Thrive Cart, if you go to Thrive Cart, it's going to cost you about $600 flat fee for life. You don't ever pay again, so it's still a lot cheaper option than ClickFunnels. So this is ClickFunnels anyway, and then obviously you've got a membership this is the membership. Now, this is really cool. Obviously, if you're running any sort of training, any sort of membership, any sort of online coaching or anything like that, membership has that. ClickFunnels has that all built in. It's really, really, really good. And it works pretty seamlessly, and they can log in, and it kind of gives you a secret URL, and there's all sorts of exciting, like, there you go, look, sign up for a secret URL. So you can get in and you can kind of create all your lessons in here, and then what you can do is you can membership access page. I think it's this one. There you go, and then you can see. There you go. This is what your membership site's going to start looking like, and you can change all of this. So you can put in all sorts of great stuff here. Really good. A lot of the courses that you see online are created in ClickFunnels, to be honest with you. Most of them are created in ClickFunnels because most people use ClickFunnels. So really, really good piece of software. But if you're bootstrapping, it's $97 a month. If you can afford $97 a month, get this and get Thrive Architect as well. And there's bonuses to having both. But certainly, if you can afford this, get this. And I would totally recommend this. However, you can do everything in ClickFunnels, in Thrive Architect and Thrive Leads, and it's not that much more complicated. So what we'll do is I'll quickly dig in and show you Thrive Architect. Okay, I'm going to do a separate video for Thrive Architect as well. And then I'll be able to show you a little bit more inside there. But basically, this is Thrive Themes. So Thrive Themes have all of these different plugins. Now, you can pay for a membership with them, and you get lifetime updates and lifetime access for, it's called Thrive Membership for life on all of your websites. So you can literally use it as many times as you like. On all of your websites, and I think it's only like $20 a month. So compared to ClickFunnels, it's a lot cheaper. But I'm just trying to get the pricing page. Let me just see if I can find it. Right, this is it. So here we go. So you can pay $67 for one website, and you can use it. You can obviously use it on 5 websites for $97, or 15 websites for $147, and then it will say 1 year of support. But you will get updates for life, and I can vouch for that because I've had some of their plugins for years, and I've had updates for life. I don't even have. Oh no, I do. I have the membership now. Yeah, of course I do. But I didn't even have the membership for years, and but what it says here is it doesn't say about the membership because we've just gone in via the plugin. So this is the plugin. But if you want to go, let's just have a look down here. The other good thing as well, what they have done, I'm going to take you inside and show you how this all works now. And one of the reasons why a lot of people wouldn't have gone to Thrive Architect or Thrive Leads is because they didn't do A/B split testing. They've now introduced it, and it's fantastic. And you get that feature, obviously, in ClickFunnels as well. So you can actually split test 2 or more pages at any level of your funnel. So, if you're not sure whether one's converting better than the other, you can just split test and see the results. So it's really, really good. I'm just going to talk you through what all these plugins are, and if you want to go for the membership, you'll be able to get those, and then I'm going to show you where the membership is, if they still do it. I mean, it may well be that they've stopped doing it because it doesn't look like. Here we go, it's here. Right, so you get Thrive Architect. So Thrive Architect and Thrive Leads are definitely needed. So if you're just using it on one website, you'll need to purchase both of those, because you'll need to be able to with ClickFunnels, you've got all the pop-ups and all the way to capture leads. With Thrive Architect, you can capture leads, but it's very limited. So you would need Thrive Leads, okay? And they work simultaneously together, okay? Now, I don't use Thrive Ovation very much, but it's very good for displaying testimonials for social proof. It's really good. They've got loads of training in here as well. I'm going to show you Thrive University in a minute as well. This is just basically evergreen countdown campaigns. So this is a really good one for creating your countdown campaigns that kind of are consistent across the board. And then if you're basically somebody comes through your funnel and you want to give them 5 days to sell, it'll be consistent across the board. So that's really good. Okay, you've got Headline Optimizer, which is really good. We'll basically A/B test your headlines. There's some clever widgets. I don't actually know what that is because I don't use it. Quiz Builder's fantastic. So you can basically set up a quiz so that if they answer a certain question, they go in a certain direction. So if they say yes, they can sort of go into this area or this area. Really useful for gathering data, and really, really good for using you know, as an engagement technique as well. I mean, there's lots of ways to use quizzes. There's, you know, I've used this a couple of times. It's really good fun. It's quite good to dig in. Okay, so you've got some themes as well. If you get the membership, you'll get the themes. You don't need a theme. Actually, Thrive Architect and Thrive Leads is actually a plugin. Now, once you install the plugin, you can kind of forget your theme that you're using on WordPress. So you can install any old theme. You can install Thrive Architect and Thrive Leads, and then even though it's only a plugin for WordPress, then you still basically have all their pages, because what it does is it overwrites everything on WordPress, so it makes it look like ClickFunnels basically. So but you can have a theme if you want to, if you get the membership. I wouldn't buy that separately, pointless, because you don't need it. And then you've got make comments fun and engagement. You've got that as well. So if we look at Thrive membership, I'll just show you that, and then what we'll do is we'll go in and I'll show you how we can use this. Here we go. So, all-in-one online business. So you'll get all of those plugins, all of those themes, and obviously you can switch them off and on when you want to use them. So obviously, you know, because when you install WordPress, if you've got like 20 plugins, it might slow you down a little bit. But, you know, obviously I recommend getting really good hosting. What I'll do is I'll put a link to Bluehost down below. Bluehost's really good, really robust. It's a good service, and you want to make sure that you get getting to the right start with a good robust host that actually it's going to load your pages. You know, the benefit to some extent of ClickFunnels is obviously it's cloud-based, so they take care of all the hosting. But hosting's fairly cheap, you know, it's relatively cheap, and you can obviously you can buy hosting for more than one domain as well for one set of hosting. But yeah, I'll put a link down below for that so you can get in with Bluehost. What I'd recommend is if it's an extra $1 or $2 to go for the multiple websites, so the middle option, go for that, because you may well get another website and then you can just use it, and you can use your plugins here. So we'll just click secure your membership here. There you go. So all of our plugins are up to 25 of your own websites for $19 a month. Now that is, compared to ClickFunnels, that's absolute steal, and you're not going to have much more fees on top of that. If you want to do membership, they actually have one now, which is a brand new one that's included, and I didn't see it actually listed on the things, which is called Thrive Apprentice. Here it is. So you can now create membership sites within this. Now I use MemberPress because it works slightly better for what I want. But I've had a play around with Thrive Apprentice, and it's really, really good. You know, it kind of has that kind of feel of Teachable, if you've used Teachable, that sort of thing. You know, it's very customizable. It kind of takes you through the lessons. In fact, when I show you Thrive University in a minute, you'll see how their lessons are laid out, because it's very, very similar to what Thrive Apprentice is. In fact, it is Thrive Apprentice, because they use all of their plugins on all of their marketing themselves. Obviously, it makes sense, right? So then you've got Thrive Comments, you've got a lot of things going on here that you can get in and play around with, and they've got a university. Now, the next thing I want to show you is the university. I want to show you all of the marketing, and obviously you want to sign up. It's completely free to sign up for university, even if you don't buy the plugin. So if you wanted to go in and have a look around and see whether, you know, maybe I want to sort of like see what Thrive is all about, have a look at some of the funnels and see if I trust them, you know, to buy their product, then you can come in here. Now this is Thrive Apprentice. This is how they've done this. So you can say, right, well, this is build an evergreen sales funnel. So you click on that. I'm logged in, obviously you have to just sign up. It's completely free. Again, I'll put a link below so you can go straight to that and sign up for free. So there you go. So obviously it's got all of the course lessons here. Tells you whether you've been viewed, and this is what you will get with Thrive Apprentice if you want to create your own courses. And then, you know, as they go through the course, it tells them how long tells you how far you've been in the course. It's got a bar that says how much percentage of the course you've done. Really, really cool. Obviously, you can put all your different bits and bobs in here, and these courses, you know, these are well worth going through yourself once you sign up with them, and they'll send you, you know, they'll be sending you stuff on a weekly basis or twice a month with all the new funnels that they're building. They're building lots and lots of funnels. So now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to show you how to use a course. Obviously, you know how to use a course. Start course and start looking at videos. No? Okay. We'll ignore that bit. Basically, he's logged me out for some reason. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I think it's because I was looking at it from a different page. So yeah, I mean, obviously, I'll put the link down below. You can get in on that. Now, this is, if you're not used to WordPress, okay, so your first step would be to go to the hosting and purchase your hosting and domain together with Bluehost, okay? Get it together. If you're not used to doing this, I would recommend getting the two of them together so that it's all tied together. You know, any domain you want, Bluehost, and then what you do is you'll go in and you'll select. Actually, I'll put a link. I've done a training video on how to set up WordPress site. So yeah, go in there and actually, what you would do is basically you would just go in and you would put in. You go into your cPanel and then you put in install WordPress. Okay, so if I haven't done that today or tomorrow, basically just look on YouTube. There's millions of videos on how to set up a WordPress website through cPanel. So that's all you need to look for. Okay, so that, I mean, very, very straightforward. It's not going to be rocket science. Don't worry about that. And it's, you know, it takes you, take you about 5-10 minutes on how to set that up. So that's the first thing. So what you would do is, this is your dashboard for WordPress. This is kind of your back end. This is where it all happens. So if we go to pages, if I just show you my plugins here. So, I mean, I actually need to update these. So I'll update these briefly now. They might take a bit too long. And they're always updating. They're always adding new things and doing lots of exciting things. Now, as you can see, I've got all my other plugins, but I haven't got them activated as I'm not using them, just to keep it nice and light and airy. So that's something I can recommend you would do. And then actually, I won't update these. Sometimes take a little while to update, so I'll show you those in a moment. But right, so I just decided to update all the plugins just so that it's nice and clean and we're ready to go. So if we go to add new page, right, and we'll call this. Oh, this has changed a bit. Let's see, they've made it different. So what I tend to do is I tend to name the page first. So we'll call it Paul, and we'll just click publish. I usually publish it first so that we've got the permalink set up and ready to go. So that there we go. So it's there, and then we just click on Launch Thrive Architect. And like I say, obviously, just make sure if you're going to use Thrive Architect, get Thrive Leads as well. And you can get that set up. Now, also, I've got an autoresponder that I use with ActiveCampaign. I'll put a link for that down below as well. And the reason that I wanted to include that into this, I'm not going to show you ActiveCampaign today. I've actually got some training on that as well coming up. However, ActiveCampaign is really good. It's all drag and drop. It's a really, really good, robust service. And compared to paying $200 a month extra for an autoresponder with ClickFunnels, what I would recommend is whether you use ClickFunnels or Thrive Architect, Thrive Leads, straight away you'd want to be getting in and using a robust autoresponder that's really good. It's really highly recommended. ActiveCampaign is one of the best ones out there, and it starts at, I think it's now $9 a month. So for $9 a month, up to 500 contacts, you can get going with that. And I'd recommend you getting that straight away and getting that set up, because most people that get in on internet marketing would say that they wish they'd got their autoresponder set up sooner. So get that set up. And seriously, guys, I mean, I didn't do mine for the first 2 years, and I regretted it, because once I started growing my list, then lots and lots and lots of things started to change, right? Because once you've got an email list, you can communicate, you've got a direct contact with your audience. So, you want an autoresponder, right? So I would get that set up straight away. So I've got the squared theme on here, which is, I never use it, so it looks really, really, really ugly. But the first thing you want to do is you want to go to, now check this out. Now, if people are saying, oh, well, Thrive Architect or Thrive Leads is not as good as ClickFunnels, check this out. You've got all of these pre-built funnels, the same way you have in ClickFunnels, and they're adding more and more all the time, okay? Now, you can expand the set of any one of these. So if we go to, let's check one out I haven't seen, because element templates, that looks pretty new. Bonus templates. Actually, I'll show you the business ones because they look really good as well. Thrive Biz, check this out. So, say for instance, you want to put in a Thrive Biz Beauty landing page, okay? The reason why it doesn't matter what theme you use, check out this. Choose template, okay? And there you have it. So you put in your logo up there, and obviously everything else is all pre-created for you. And I mean, you can actually get rid of the sidebar as well, so you can actually see the whole screen on how it's going to look. Obviously, for it being responsive, you can see what it looks like on a tablet. It's really, really cool. And you can see what it looks like on a mobile device, which is really, really good as well. And you use it on desktop as well. Okay, so that is unbelievably easy, and super easy to set up. And then you've got the drag and drop thing. You can do exactly the same thing like you can with ClickFunnels. I mean, you can literally say, right, I want to put in an image here. So you just drag it in, put it in, insert image. So as you can see, that's where that new image has just appeared. And obviously, if we wanted to change that, so as you can see, we can change the size of the image like this once we've put that in. So we might say we want that to sort of be in line with the text above it. We can move it up and down. Actually, choose the image itself, and then you can kind of reposition it how you want. There you go. So you can move that up. You can move that bar below it up and down, so that he could be sitting on the bar, which is kind of cool. A bit like that. And then you just press save, and then you can preview it. And there he is. So he's now sitting on the line, and that's kind of cool. I mean, it's not really relevant to this theme, but just to show you, it looks a bit out of place with a guy going our services. But and then obviously you can connect this up to your Thrive leads, and they've got, as I say, you can do absolutely everything. I mean, the learning curve that you go through with this and the learning curve that you go through with ClickFunnels is the same. So when you're going to go in here and start learning how to sort of create in these funnels, it's pretty much the same. And they've got hundreds of thousands of funnels that you can get in and try out, and then you can do the A/B split test. And I'll just show you that quickly because that's a pretty new feature. I'm just making sure. Let's go edit with Thrive Architect. Let's just make sure I've got that turned on. There you go. It's already come up here. Look, you can just about see it. So what you can do is, if you want to create an A/B split test, what I always recommend with people is either do two completely different pages, so you're sort of trying out two different styles, or one thing. So it might be the headline, it might be the button, it might be the... So, if you're doing a split test, an effective split test is two completely different things or just one thing, right? So you would just put that in there. I'll just show you briefly. So then you could kind of edit variation, add new variation, and, you can duplicate, all the rest of it. I mean, I'm obviously not going to train you how to do that. So... the great thing about, my whole website has actually been created with Thrive Architect. As you can see, it's pretty clean, it's pretty good. And if you want to come here, actually, I'll put a link down below. If you want to get my top 10 funnel converting tips, what I'll do is I'll send you everything that we've mentioned in this video. I'll send you, I'm not going to send you loads of spam or anything, don't worry, but I'll just send you what we've discussed in this video so that you can actually, go in and test those out. ClickFunnels, you get 2 weeks free trial. You can pick up Thrive Architect, Thrive Leads, or you can get the Thrive membership if you want to, just get all the themes. Thrive University, I'll put a link to that. That's completely free to join, so you can actually get in and actually start looking at how to create funnels. I would recommend signing up with Thrive University so that you're on their mailing list, and then they'll send you all the new funnels as they create them. That's really good. Also, what I will do is I'll put a link to Active Campaign, which is the autoresponder, which I recommend. It's used by a lot of internet marketers now. It's really, really good. It's really simple to use. Once I create a training video, I think I can't remember if I've created one. Isn't that weird? If I've created one, I'll put a link to it. If not, I will actually do one very shortly, and I'll show you how to use it. It's really, really good fun to use. You can literally just kind of send them off in different directions and all the rest, depending on different actions and everything. Really brilliant, really good. One of my favourite tools. Absolutely bar none, one of my favourite tools to use is the Active Campaign autoresponder. So you might want to get that. And then what I'll do is they've got Thrive Apprentice, obviously, if you get the membership. But if you don't get the membership, if you're just purchasing Thrive Leads and Thrive Architect, I think you can purchase Thrive Apprentice for the same price. I'm not sure. You can check that out. However, if not, I'll put in a link to MemberPress, which is the membership site plugin that I recommend. And that is fantastic, and you can get in, and once you've got those three things, you've got everything you need. And also I put a link to Thrivecart as well. Obviously you want to make sure that you've got a decent carts software if you want to replicate ClickFunnels. If you're bootstrapping but you want to kind of get the same thing as ClickFunnels, it's still going to end up costing you a lot less. You have to pay up front for Thrivecart, which is $5.99, so it's quite expensive. But if you think about it from a point of view, is that ClickFunnels is $100 a month on the basic level, so after 6 months you've paid for it, right? And they give you loads of other bonuses as well. So if you wanted to have the cart software, however, like I said, if you get MemberPress, you don't need cart software. You can actually, and you can get WooCommerce on WordPress for free, which basically replicates like Shopify, and you can do that instead. So there are ways around it if you want to get the membership. But just for building funnels, what I would recommend straight away is just for building funnels, get Thrive Architect, get Thrive Leads, or get ClickFunnels. Okay, and then you're good to go. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Like I say, if you like this, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Always coming up with new training, and trying to keep you informed of what's about and the sort of the offers that you can get and differences you can get. And obviously I'm trying to make it entertaining as much as I can for you. So yeah, like the channel, and obviously click the bell if you want to be notified of anything else that's coming up. So hopefully you enjoyed this. My name's Paul Murphy, and I'll speak to you on the next one.